Importantly, like there, yeah, one thing is to look at the scientific evidence with reference to muscle protein synthesis and things like that. But at the same
Mhm.
time, it's also important to actually meet people and speak to people who've actually gone through that journey, right? And
Exactly.
you've been through that journey. You've been a vegan for like 10 years and 9 years.
9 years.
Sorry,
Yeah.
my bad.
Yeah.
9 years. And what was crazy was to me was when we spoke on the phone, you said that I did it. You had your own reasons for doing it, which I would love for you to kind of share here.
Sure. So, I've always, and like, why me? Every one of us considers ourselves to be a decent human being who wouldn't want to cause any unnecessary harm to anyone. You want to live a good life and all,
Yeah,
so on and so forth. We all, believe
yeah,
in that. So I believed so, and but then somehow something happened. Often and that's why I think it's important that the kids grow with some kind of an animal in
yeah,
contact with them. That's always preferred, because then it keeps things in perspective, and actually opens the eyes of the kid to the world beyond just
yeah,
human beings. So that something similar happened to me in 2009. We got Rambo, our fat lab, at home in 2009, and like instantly, like I think within 6 months of him being at our home, suddenly something started changing the way I used to look at animals whom we consider pets and animals whom we used to consider um, food.
right,
So that line started blurring somehow, something started happening without even me consciously thinking about it. Then you when you are in animal when you are in contact with animals and you are constantly researching about how to take care of your pet
yeah,
and all, you happen to be on social media, and uh, you, you happen to end up on some pages which talk about animal rights and animal activism and stuff
right,
like that. And I stumbled upon a page like that, and there was this very simply put statement, or rather a question somebody had asked there, and why do you eat one animal and love another? And that made me think kind of makes sense. I have never thought about it. I always considered myself as an
yeah,
animal lover. Hence, I have a dog, and I love him, and I can like die for
right.
him. And but on the other end, then there are certain animals whom I don't even consider as living beings.
Hmm.
So these thoughts started popping in my head at a very
Level.
subconscious level. Not I was not actively
Yeah,
thinking about it. Um, then one day it happened so that I was driving back from office to my home, and the way it is in India, the meat and dairy industry is so unorganized that the way they transport the animals is it's in open in front of our eyes. So I just happened there was a truck filled with
oh yeah,
chickens in front of me, and something was running back in my subconscious, and I saw that I had seen such so many trucks all my life. I would never gave a second
yeah,
look to them, but then that day, I don't know, something, I started looking at one chicken. That chicken happened to be looking at me, and something
yeah,
sparked, and then those were the same eyes. Those were Rambo's eyes. At that moment, I made that connection somehow, and something happened, and then from that day, things changed. Somewhere around 2009, I decided, no, I think I'll have to. I can't.
yeah.
Um, uh, I can't be part of this anymore. And then I went vegetarian. I wasn't even aware of anything called veganism
Yeah.
at that time. I just quit. And I was very happy with that
Yeah.
decision. So because I had turned vegetarian because of compassion and animal rights reason. Against social media has been a
Yeah.
blessing in my life. So I then started associating with people with the same thinking, being present at the same pages. And then I read somewhere about something called veganism. Earlier, I thought vegan is a short form of vegetarian. That was what
Yeah.
I believed earlier, but that wasn't the case. Then somebody wrote about the horrors in the dairy industry and how dairy is equally, if not more, cruel than the
Yeah.
meat industry, and then how we happen to use sometimes unknowingly happen to use a lot of things in our life which are made out of
Hmm.
animals, which we are
Yeah.
not even aware. The products tested on animals and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and our cool leather jacket and our cool boots and stuff like that, which we don't even consider, give it a
Yeah.
second thought. So all those things started popping up, and then I was like, okay, yes, no. Then you fight these thoughts in your head. No, what's the harm in milk? Yeah, this is like going to extreme and this and that. It shouldn't matter this that. I remember I was still consuming eggs at that time. But then the more research I did, I found the reality of the egg industry, the dairy industry, the animal industry, animal product industry, what happens in the slaughterhouses, whatever. So finally, I think by the end of 2010, or maybe early 2011. I don't
Yeah.
really remember exactly, but then I made this conscious decision that now I'm going
Hmm.
vegan, and I think that was it, and never looked back.
Yeah. It's